Hello Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to focus on your past, present, as well as your future, and a few other things. So let's get started. All right, Capricorn. So we do have the Nine of Swords here in the past. We have the High Priestess as your current energy, and then in the near future, all right, we have the Devil. Now your challenge is the Ten of Wands, and then your overall advice is the Knight of Wands. It's time that you take action towards something that's been stressing you out, something that has been overwhelming you, something that has been bothering you. It's time that you start taking action towards whatever this thing is that's been bringing all of this negativity into your life. It's basically what I'm getting, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. We're going to clarify the Nine of Swords here. Okay. All right. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Emperor. And then we also have the Hangman. With the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords coming out here, that's kind of telling me, Capricorn, that you know exactly what you have to do to get yourself out of this entire situation that you find yourself in. Is like the best way that I can describe what it is that I'm seeing here. I just kind of feel like you feel like there's nothing that you actually can do, but this is kind of telling me, no, you know exactly what you need to do to get yourself out of this entire situation. You just think that you can't, get yourself out of this entire situation. You just believe that you can't get yourself out of this entire situation, is basically what I'm getting. And this could very well be, wow, okay, hold up, wait a second. Yeah, no, wait a second. Oh, Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Let's talk, dude. As far as like this connection that you currently find yourself in is concerned, this connection does appear to me as a connection that brings a lot of negativity into your life. Now, how do I explain what you're going through? God, how do I explain what you're going through? I don't feel like this relation. I'm gonna be real with you, especially with the cards that I'm getting here. I don't believe that this particular person is bringing in a lot of negativity into your life. I understand why you may think that and believe that. No, ever since I got with them, I've just been stressed. I've been overwhelmed. I've just been going through hell and back. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's because you have a lack of trust with this person that you're currently with, and because there's that lack of trust on your part, that's what's attracting all of this negativity. Is like the best way that I can describe what it is that I'm seeing here, and I'm just keeping it real with you, okay? I'm just keeping it real with you. Do I think that you're actually dealing with a bad person like you think you are? No. Do I think that you're dealing with someone who's not serious about you? No, I'm not getting that at all. I'm not getting that at all. I just feel like you have a hard time seeing that because there's such a lack of trust on your part. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, if you were dealing with a complete douchebag, I would have just told you that. I would have just told you straight up, yo, you dealing with a douchebag, get rid of this person. You know what I mean? But I don't believe that you are actually dealing with a douchebag. And I know that that kind of clashes with what you believe to be true. I know it does, but I'm just being honest with you. The fact that you have the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords, that creates an Ace of Swords at play. And for me, anyways, as a reader, I look at the Ace of Swords as like a symbol of trust, which is missing within your energy. The Ace of Swords also represents clarity, which is missing within your energy. You're not seeing your situation clearly and you're not seeing it accurately. And it makes sense as to why you're not, dude, because like the fact that there's such a lack of trust on your part in regards to your partner, that's like, that creates a room for you to think the worst of this person on a regular basis. You know what I mean? And this is kind of why it's hard for you to kind of see your person accurately and their intentions toward you accurately, because of the fact that when you look at this person, you think nothing but the worst. You think that they're not serious about you. You think that they don't love you. You think that they're not as committed and devoted as you are. I mean, the list goes on. And that in itself does kind of cloud your judgment in a way. Hence why you're not really looking at your relationship accurately, nor are you looking at this person accurately. I hope that I'm making sense here, okay? Tell me more about the High Priestess. I feel like spirit wants you to leave your old ways behind you already. This person that doesn't trust anyone, spirit wants you to leave that person behind you. This person that has this mentality of everybody's out to get me, nobody has my best interests at heart, spirit wants you to leave that behind you. It is destroying a really, really good thing in your life, Capricorn, because you choose to think the worst of your partner, because you choose to not have faith when it comes down to what you share with this person. This way of being is very self-destructive, not only for you, but also for your partner and the relationship that you basically share with your partner is basically what I'm getting, Capricorn. And I feel like your spirit team and your guides have been trying to get you to see that it is not this person that is stressing you out. It's actually you that's stressing you out by choosing to not have faith in what you share with this person, but also trust this person. You know what I mean? Hopefully I'm making sense here. I just feel like at the end of the day, spirit wants to see you happy. Spirit wants to see you thrive within this dynamic that you share with this person that clearly loves you and clearly wants to be with you. But this lack of trust that you have won't let you be happy with this person, won't let you give it your all when it comes onto this person. You see what I mean? Tell me more about the Ten of Wands. This is your challenge, by the way. This is your challenge. We have the Seven of Pentacles, so the Page of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Pentacles. It's going to be very, very hard for you to build and establish the relationship that you truly want with this particular person if you continue to be this way within this dynamic that you basically share with this person. I get it, dude. It's not fucking easy to trust people nowadays. I get it. Especially if you're somebody who has experienced a lot of, trauma in your life. It's very fucking hard. And I feel like that's why this is going to be very hard for you to learn how to trust this person and learn how to have faith in what you share with this person. It's going to be very hard, especially because I do believe you are somebody who has experienced a lot of trauma. And these traumas that you've experienced in life, especially in love, makes it very fucking hard for you to want to give it your all to a person. It makes it very hard for you to trust people. It makes it very hard, for you to have faith in anyone, considering everything that you've experienced, because everything that you've experienced has taught you to not trust people. It has taught you to not give it your all. It has taught you a lot of things, and the things that it has taught you is basically affecting you now within your relationship with this person, because you don't feel comfortable enough to give this person your all. You don't feel, safe and secure enough to trust them. The list goes on, and I get it. You may have dealt with a lot of bad people, in your life that has molded you to basically be this way and think this way, and feel this way towards people, but you don't have to be that way with this person. Now with this one over here is basically what I'm getting. Maybe with everybody else, sure, kick them to the curb, if you want to, but with this person, no, I'm not getting that. No. Tell me more about the Lovers. We have the Six of Pentacles, we got the Two of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Swords. Okay. When it comes down to your person's energy, one thing that I absolutely fucking love about this person that you're currently connecting with is how much patience this person has. I feel like that's exactly what you need by your side. Somebody who's going to utilize a lot of patience with you, considering everything that you've experienced in life. You need someone like this by your side who's going to be patient with you. But there's another thing that I want to kind of like throw out there that I really do like about this person that you're currently connecting with. There's not that type of person that's going to give up on you the moment shit gets hard between the two of you. And that's something that I really do have a lot of respect for when it comes down to this person that you're currently connecting with. They're not going to give up on you the moment, shit gets hard between the two of you. This is going to be that type of person that's going to try to do whatever it takes to keep this relationship between the two of you intact and afloat. And I think it's mainly because this person has a full understanding of why you are the way that you are. And it has a lot to do with your past and very little to do with them, is basically what I'm getting. I got a lot of respect for this person. I will say that. I do. Now, as far as your advice is concerned, we got the 8 of Wands. We got the King of Wands. And then we also have the Star out here. Okay. So in regards to your overall advice, my friend, okay, I do feel like Spirit wants you to take action in regards to like why you're actually feeling the way that you're feeling in this relationship, and why you think the way that you think within this relationship, and why you believe the things that you believe. Because if you were to take action towards getting down to the bottom of all of this and healing from it and moving past it, you won't find yourself thinking this way anymore. You won't find yourself feeling this way anymore. You won't find yourself believing these things anymore. But this really does kind of all depend on you. This really does all depend on you, is basically what I'm getting. Because I feel like what's going on here is that, okay, because it kind of looks like the moment you got with this one over here, like everything was all fun, rainbows and butterflies and ponies and shit. But it's like the moment things started to get serious, I would say, between the two of you, that's when this started to kind of happen to you, where you started to kind of find yourself overthinking things, stressing things, feeling overwhelmed, thinking these god awful things about this person, and, having this mentality of everybody's out to get me, nobody has my best interest at heart, things of that nature. And I feel like you started to look at this person like, well, you're the problem. You're the reason why I think this way. You're the reason why I feel this way. But they're not really the reason why you feel this way. They're not really the reason why you think this way. It's everything that you've experienced in life that makes you think this way, and believe these things, if that makes absolutely any sense. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual person that you're connecting with. It has everything to do with the people that you've dealt with. Like, to me, this person feels like someone who's very different from what you're accustomed to dealing with. And I think that in itself is a really good sign that you're not dealing with somebody who is so like similar to everybody else you've ever dealt with. But I feel like that in itself is going to be a massive adjustment on your behalf, because if you're so used to dealing with, bad people, the moment that you meet a good person, you're going to automatically think, well, that good person is actually a bad guy. They're just really good at playing this role of being the good guy, but they really are actually the bad guy. But you're just going based off of the fact that you've always dealt with bad guys. So the moment that you meet a really good guy, you're going to find yourself thinking, well, they're just like everybody else, when in all actuality, they're not. See what I mean? I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense, dude. Hopefully that makes sense. Tell me more about the devil, which I'm not surprised that the devil's even out here, but tell me more about the devil. All right, there's a variety of different things going on with you. Not only, and this is not a judgmental thing, by the way. I don't want you to think that I'm judging you or anything like that. Like, no, absolutely not. But there's a variety of different things going on within you. So not only are you projecting past experiences onto your person, the relationship that you share with this person, but I feel like you're also projecting your own like wrongdoings onto this person, automatically assuming that they're going to turn around and basically do the same to you. Listen, at the end of the day, homie, I don't think none of us are freaking saints. I think that we've all done things that we basically regret. Nobody's a saint. It is what it is. But I feel like that's also what's happening here with you, is that you're also kind of like projecting things that you've essentially done that you actually regret onto them, like automatically assuming that, yeah, they're going to turn around and do the same thing to me. Um, it's kind of stemming from a place of, well, if I was capable of doing X, Y, and Z, then that means they're also capable of doing X, Y, and Z. But I don't necessarily feel like that's fair to say here and say that, because that's like the epitome of saying, well, this serial killer over here is very capable of, killing a lot of people. So therefore, everybody is, you know what I mean? When in all actuality, yeah, no, that's not true, because you could even sit there and say, well, no, I'm not capable of doing some shit like that. And I could sit here and say, no, hell no, I'm not capable of doing some shit like that. But you see what you're doing here? It's like you're sitting here like feeling like, well, if I'm capable of doing this and this and this, then so are they. But no, I don't think that that's fair, because that's, again, using the example that I just set. It's like, just because that serial killer over there killed a lot of people don't mean that you have it in your heart to do something like that. Doesn't mean I have it within my heart to do something like that, because you probably don't have it in your heart to do something like that, and neither do I. You see what I mean? So I don't think that it's fair, you know what I mean, to sit here and say, well, if I can do this, then so can they. Like, it doesn't always work like that, because not everybody is capable of doing certain things. And again, it's not a judgmental thing. It is what it is. None of us are perfect. I think that we've all done things that we basically regret and we're not proud of. It is what it is. I really want to look into your person. Tell me more about this person that Capricorn currently finds himself connecting with. Whew. You and this person could have had a very on and off relationship because of this way of thinking and being. I am definitely getting that. Yeah, I feel like this person, how do I explain what they're going through? I feel like this person has like a really big fear of like saying the wrong thing and doing the wrong thing, out of fear that it might trigger you to the point where you may not want anything to do with them anymore. It's like this person doesn't really know. Like, well, if I go off and do this, is Capricorn going to break up with me over this? Are we going to get into a fight over this? Am I going to lose them over this? And it could be like the smallest things is basically what I'm getting, that they tend to sit there and question, like, fuck, if I go do this, like, are they going to leave me over this? Are they going to break up with me over this? Like, it has that type of like feel to it. I feel like this person's very like, the best way that I can describe it, it's kind of like a combination of like the nine of, well, I have it out here actually. It's kind of like a combination of these two. This to me is basically an energy of somebody who's very like anxiety ridden, but I'm also getting like a what is that freaking word? Paranoia. I'm also getting that off of this person. So I feel like that's what this person tends to like experience within their relationship with you, is like a level of like anxiety, fear, and paranoia. Um when it when it comes down to like every little thing that they basically do, but it's kind of stemming from a place of them thinking like, fuck, if I do this, you know what I mean? Like, is this gonna piss Capricorn off? Are they gonna break up with me over this? Like, it has that like type of like feel to it. I don't feel like this person has ever experienced this before, being with anyone prior to you, is basically what I'm getting. So they don't really know like how to honestly navigate this. They don't really know how to navigate this. They don't. And it's crazy if you think about it, right? Because this person, hands down, somebody's calling me. 1 second. Sorry, I know that that was super rude. You see, I can't even talk now. I should have put my phone on silent. My apologies. Okay. But what I was saying is that this relationship is very interesting to me, because just like this person's very different from what you're accustomed to dealing with, and you yourself don't really know how to navigate this relationship because they're so different from what you're accustomed to basically dealing with. And this also kind of furthermore explains why you're having a hard time adjusting and adapting and embracing this connection, because they're so different from what you're accustomed to basically dealing with. We could say the same, you know what I mean, for this person. You are very different from what they're accustomed to dealing with. And just like you don't know how to navigate your relationship with this person, they don't know how to navigate their relationship with you. It's like I'm looking at two people here that want to be with one another, but don't know how to really even approach one another at this point, because they don't know how to go about their relationship with you, just like you don't really know how to go about your relationship with them. You know what I mean? It's like the two of you lack guidance when it comes down to executing what you guys truly want and desire with one another, because despite your doubts, despite your reservations, despite whatever it is you may think and or believe about this person, deep down inside, you want this person more than you've ever wanted anybody in your life. And I'm just being real with you. You know what I mean? Same applies for this person. And this is like the crazy thing about this relationship, is because they want you more than they've ever wanted anybody in their life. They just don't know how to go about their relationship with you and how to execute this plan of y'all being together for the rest of your lives and growing old together and, you know, ending up in the nursing home together. Like, y'all don't know how to execute this. And it's because you guys lack, you know, the you know, the guidance towards executing this. You know what? I'm doing Capricorn. I know that I did a Leo reading. Don't quote me on when I did it. It could have been last week, but don't quote me on it. It could have been 2 weeks ago. I don't even know when I did the Leo reading, but in the Leo reading, Leo had a very similar message. They were going through like a similar experience. And I mentioned the book Outwitting the Devil. And this is kind of why I said earlier that I'm not shocked that the devil came out. Just like I said in Leo's reading, I'm going to tell you, okay? The devil doesn't like to see unity between two people. If he could get into your head and convince you that you're dealing with the bad guy to prevent the two of you from becoming one, that's exactly what he's going to do, because he doesn't like to see unity between two people. He absolutely fucking hates it, right? And that's exactly what I see happening here on like a spiritual level, right? And I do believe that you are somebody who's spiritually based, so you're going to understand what I'm talking about. The devil is literally messing with you. Literally messing with you. There is no other way around this. Like, this is exactly what's happening to you. The devil is just messing with you. That's it. The devil is honestly messing with you. The devil is very intelligent and very crafty, okay? If he can get into your head and remind you of every disappointment, heartache, betrayal you've ever experienced in life, and remind you of that, and also tell you on top of that that this one over here is going to do the exact same thing to you, the devil knows that that in itself is enough to get you to run in the opposite direction of them, which would prevent the two of you from basically becoming one, because he doesn't want that. He does not want that. He just doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. And I said in the Leo reading, there's this book that I read. It's called Outwitting the Devil. Outwitting the Devil. If you were to read that book, I think that you would be shocked by what you actually read, because what you're basically doing is exactly what the devil talks about in that book, because the book is basically a guy interviewing the devil, and the devil is revealing all of his secrets to this guy that's interviewing him. And the devil is basically, you know, explaining to the guy who's interviewing, you know, him, like everything that he does to people to like manipulate them and like alter people's perception and like, just to keep them suppressed, you know, things like that. Like he just basically reveals all of, I can never say this word correctly. I'm Puerto Rican. Sometimes my words don't come out really good, but, he basically reveals, well, I'll say this word instead. He basically reveals all of the strategies that he uses, like, against us to prevent us from becoming the best version of ourselves, from becoming happy, and like all of these things. And if you were to read that book, you would literally see for yourself that you're basically doing exactly what the devil wants you to do, because this is exactly what the devil's doing to you. The devil's causing you to think these things and believe these things. And I don't know if you know this, but the devil doesn't tell us. The devil doesn't, how do I say this? The devil is never honest with us. He's never going to guide us, in the right direction or anything like that. He's always going to guide us towards, self-destruction, basically. And in that book, when he's revealing all of his secrets and stuff like that, because basically it's, gosh, and I really do like that book because I actually read it myself, but the devil is being forced by the guy who's interviewing him to be brutally honest. To be brutally honest. And that's exactly what the devil's doing in that book, is being brutally honest. And the crazy part of it all is that the devil told him that, guess what, this book, we're going to do this little interview or whatever the case may be, but not a lot of people are going to read it, so I don't care. Not a lot of people are going to read it. This book is not going to sell, but fuck it, I'll sit here and do this interview with you. And on top of that, I'll be fucking honest with you on top of that, because it's not like anybody's going to read it and get to learn, my tactics and my strategies and stuff like that. You're exhibiting those behaviors. And it's in that book. It is literally in that book. What the devil is basically doing to you is altering your perception of this person and getting you to think and believe things that are not true. And it's working. I think that you should really read that book. Matter of fact, I believe that it's on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. If you type in Outwitting the Devil, I believe the audio is on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that it is. I have the actual book though, or you could purchase the book, whatever. But I think that you should really read that book, because when you read that book, I think that one thing that you're going to experience is an energy of shock. Once you read that book and once you realize, like, damn, like, I'm literally thinking this, I'm literally behaving this way, I'm literally doing this, like, and you'll start to have like a whole new perspective of life and your relationship with this person. Because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, you know what, you're right. They really are a douchebag. You should really get rid of them. No. No. Listen, I can tell that this way of thinking and being has affected you greatly, because, honey, it's affected you greatly. This is pretty bad. But I can't sit there and agree with you, Capricorn, and say they're the cause of all of this. I can't sit there and say that, because I would be lying to you. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to keep it very, very real with you. This is not a them problem. This is I've been through a lot of shit, and I think the way that I think, and I believe the things that I believe, and it's understandable as to why you think the way that you think and you believe what you believe. And this is why this one over here is using that against you and trying to convince you that, oh yeah, well, listen, you went through this and this and this, and guess what? I'm telling you right now, this one over here is going to put you through the same thing. And, if I were you, I would just run in the opposite direction. They're a douchebag. Just run in the opposite direction. They're not a douchebag. They're not. You know what I mean? Like, they really are not. And I just think that if you were to read that book, because even in the Leo reading, I literally told people in the Leo reading, if you read that book, please contact me on Instagram and just tell me how you feel. Just tell me how you feel after reading that book. And then, you know what? If you feel the same, then you feel the same. If you don't, then great. No, the people that have contacted me after reading that book, not one of them has ever told me that the book didn't help them or that it didn't open their eyes. Everybody said that book opened their eyes, it put things into perspective for them, and it really did help them out. I think that it'll do the same for you. I think that you should really read that book and stop thinking these things and believing these things that are not true. You know what I mean? This person loves the hell out of you, just like you love the hell out of them. You want to be with this person more than you ever wanted to be with anybody. Same applies for this one over here. You just don't like the fact that you think the way that you think and you feel the way that you feel. And guess what? They don't like, the fact that they're dealing with somebody who doesn't trust them. They're dealing with somebody who's constantly thinking the worst of them. They don't like it either. I think that once you read that book, and it opens your eyes and it gets you to see things from a whole new perspective, you ain't gonna be this way no more. You're not going to be this way anymore. You're not going to think the things that you think. You're not going to feel the things that you feel. Like, you're just not. You need to start operating from a place of faith and not by fear, because that's another thing that the devil likes to use against people. Once the devil senses that a person is in a state of fear, he likes to really take advantage. Once you stop operating from a place of fear, the devil can't even fuck with you no more. I just want you to become bulletproof when it comes down to this one over here. And I think that, the book is a great place to start. If you feel like you have to go and get therapy, dude, go ahead and get therapy. But I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know what, they're the bad guy. And this is why you feel the way that you feel. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, you know what, they are the problem, Capricorn. You should really get rid of them. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Because the moment that I saw this, I was like, okay, wait a minute. We're going to have a real conversation here, because I'm not going to agree with this whole they're the bad guy, especially when I can tell that this woman over here, this man loves the hell out of you. They do. And I think that it's time that you start to see that for yourself. So go read that book. Hit me up on Instagram. And then just tell me how you feel. Just tell me how you feel. Because no one has contacted me and told me, you know what, the book just didn't help me, Milagros. Nobody. And I don't think that you're going to hit me up saying, you know what, the book didn't help me. If you really read that book and you really take in all that information, you're not going to be this way no more. You're not going to be this way anymore. We're going to 2025. I don't want you having this mentality no more. I don't want you feeling this way anymore. I don't want you sitting up here in this relationship feeling miserable because you feel like you can't trust them. I don't want you to go into 2025 thinking this way, believing these things, and feeling this way, because all it's really doing is robbing you of experiencing this happily ever after that I know you guys could have with one another. But you need to apply yourself and do what you got to do, and stop messing around. And let's get to work here, all right? My Instagram is linked in the description box down below, okay? So follow me on there and hit me up after you read the book and tell me how you feel, all right? So that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.